What is up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Conversations with the World. And today I'm joined with my guest, Steve Mendoza.
Hey, Nathan.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Can I call you Nate, or does it matter?
Yeah,
Or?
yeah, you can call me Nate. That's
Okay.
what usually people they go straight to calling me Nate,
Okay.
and that they leave it that way.
Yeah. No,
I
I'm
mean,
doing good.
I love Nathaniel once in a while, but only like a select few people call me that.
All right, we'll mix it up.
There we go.
How
So-
you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. A little
Good.
banged up from my soccer game.
Yeah,
but-
you were showing me the videos.
Yeah,
I was impressed.
It was definitely better than last week. I had like 5 attempts at goal, and I missed all of them. So it's good to have a redemption and
Yeah.
bounce back.
Yeah. Keep trying, right? Keep
Yeah.
going.
So you were a last minute guest this week, and that's fair because I just met you yesterday.
Yesterday, 24 hours ago,
So,
approximately.
approximately, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's just give everybody a little bit of feedback of where I met you. So yesterday was my first time working at a different community center park. Because I normally work at the Hacienda Heights Community Center.
Okay.
But as an LA Parks recreational employee, I can move from different parks.
Cool.
Which I didn't really know that at first, but they recommended me, and a wonderful lady over there really wanted my photography and videography skills to be put to the test. So I had
Right.
so much fun at the
Right.
teen summit yesterday.
How many people do what you do for the county? Like, how many people have your job?
Not a lot. I mean, yeah, well, like mostly everybody. I'm just a regular Parks and Rec leader, so there's plenty of them. But where I get to multitask and do like film photography, that's all just based on like my skills that I learned outside.
Okay.
So
cool.
it's just a bunch of Parks
Right.
employees just utilizing my skills, and I'm thankful for it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we basically I get there, and I'm barely set up. Like I have my camera in my hand, and then I'm approached by you and your wife.
Yeah. Okay, so basically I took my 2 boys. They're gonna be 10th grade and 9th grade.
Mhm.
We're in Hacienda Heights. So I took them to the teen summit. I took my nephew and 2 other neighbor kids.
Mhm.
Soon as we get out of the van, I tell them, okay, remember, introduce yourself to 3 people. Introduce yourself to 3 people today.
Yeah.
Smile, make eye contact, stand up straight, and shake somebody's hand.
Yeah.
And talk.
Did they do that?
I don't think so.
What? So, because you left after a while, right? You let them
Right.
just be in their own element.
I just wanted to see, first of all, really the reason why I was there is I wanted to make sure everything was cool.
Yeah.
Because we're in Hacienda Heights. It was in Azusa.
Yeah, different park.
Yeah, and I just wanted to make sure, hey, is everything cool? Do I have a good vibe here? Do I feel comfortable? I could leave my kids.
Yeah.
So I'm going to leave them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you approached me first.
Yeah. So basically, I was kind of like modeling to my kids what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Just make a choice. Go out and meet somebody. So that's been my thing lately. Let's go out every time I go someplace. Not every time. Not like the market. Like I don't want to be stopping anybody when they're trying to buy milk or anything like that.
Yeah.
But if we're at some type of an event or something like that, I want to.
That's where you're supposed to engage.
Yeah, that's where you're supposed to engage,
Yeah.
and I want to do that.
Yeah, and were you surprised with the conversation that we had when we were having it? Like, I know it was just a little bit. I think something was mentioned about not like allowing kids like phones at a certain age. Just like trickling.
Right. I wasn't really too surprised.
Mhm.
I've had some really conversations can go anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was happy that you talked to me, because I was still a little nervous of like going to the park, and I didn't know too many people, just like three like people that I can familiar faces,
Yeah.
and then one person that I actually work for. She was actually a guest speaker. The guest
Okay.
speakers were amazing.
Okay. Cool.
Like I loved that I was able to take pictures and videos of the whole event, and then just absorb everything from the keynote speaker, from all the 3 individual speakers, whether it was the CrossFit people or the couple who were talking
Right.
about just like hygiene for teens and stuff like that. So I overall, like, I had a good experience. And
Good. Yeah. I mean, on the way home, my kids were saying, well, actually, we were driving home, and I think 2 of the speakers, maybe it was a couple, they were to the right of us in another car. And
Okay.
so my son, he was like, hey, there's the speaker. And they were waving to him, and he rolled down his window, and we had a little chat. And
Yeah.
he was,
That's
very
great.
motivational.
That's
so
great that
cool.
that he got that from that.
Yeah, I was really happy.
Yeah.
I was really happy that my son picked up on that.
That's good.
So yeah, I I had this thing like about 20, 25 years ago. Like, Rick's basically my thing was, okay, you, Steve, you risk daily to smile first. You be the one that makes the smile.
Hmm.
You be the one to smile at people. You know.
I like that.
Yeah. So you be first. You smile and just let people know, hey, what's going on. But really listen though too, not just hey, how you doing? That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I kind of run into that issue a little bit because, like, I always tell myself, like, be me. And I am a very eccentric and happy person, and I love putting on positive energy to people. But I do run into, there are some times where you run into people and they're either a negative person or, just very down.
Yeah.
And you can feel their energy. So it's tough for me sometimes.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Yeah.
I mean, so if you run into somebody like that, maybe you say, okay, time to move on to talk to somebody else, or maybe, hey, hey, bud, what's up? What's really going on? You okay? You
Yeah.
need something?
I try to like make people like because you never know what people are going through in their life. So I would never want to intrude, but like if it comes down to it where I'm like getting to like know the person and I'll just have like a serious conversation. Like I'm willing to talk to anybody. Like I left Planet Fitness one time, and this old man, he said like, oh, you're a Redskins fan because I had a Redskins shirt on, and I'm like, yeah, and he was just like babbling about how he went to camp there for like the Marines or something like that, and just started talking, and he ended up being like a truck driver, and he played a joke on me. It was sick.
What did he do?
What
do you mean? Like
okay.
right then and there, he played a joke on you?
In the conversation.
Okay.
So he's a truck driver. You can imagine he's been driving for so long, and he's talking about how crazy things don't usually happen to him, but he did. There were teenagers driving their mom's car, and they got crushed under his big truck.
Okay, that's the joke part, right?
No.
Okay.
The cops.
I'm not laughing because
the cops saw the whole thing.
Okay.
And it was an accident. And he says, and this is where it gets to the joke. He says, but that doesn't excuse all the other fatalities on my record.
And you're like, oh, thanks, man.
I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah. It was all their fault though because they were running around naked in the street. And I'm like, what? Like, you've killed like how many? 7 people.
This is an old guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
and he's like, do you get the joke? And I'm like, you've killed 7 naked people. And he's like, they were all deers. Truck driver, deers. I'm like, they're all running around naked. Yeah. I'm just like, I appreciate you, just making me laugh after the gym, just a random person.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
And then it was weird. It was weird, but like, I'm happy I get to tell that story because it's just a little funny.
Yeah.
Just a truck driver. Because what would you imagine a truck driver like being like? Like someone who is constantly on the road, talking to themselves. I'm sure like he whipped that up in like a matter of seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you never, like, who knows nowadays? I mean, there's a lot of people trucking nowadays. At least that's what I hear. I don't know. And more females, that's what I hear.
But I also hear that eventually those jobs will go away.
And this,
towards the future with like, self-driving trucks and stuff like that. That's scary.
Elon Musk, come on, let's do it.
Do you like Elon Musk?
You know what? I like his energy, and I like a winner. Mm-hmm. I like to see people that can go for it
and succeed.
Even if they fail a little bit, obviously we all do. But
we all have to.
Yeah, I like to see people that are really like doing something. You know what I mean? That's really cool.
Yeah.
And so he seems really interesting. I've just seen some videos. I never, haven't gone to any personal
like speeches or anything.
Yeah,
like
any public speaking engagements.
I would love to go see him speak.
Yeah, it's cool. It would be cool. I've seen him on some podcasts and so forth.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah, Joe Rogan.
That was interesting.
Yeah.
That's interesting that, a conversation could, and then the act of doing something like on air could just affect like, what was it, the stocks and stuff like that. That's amazing.
Yeah. Well, he's high profile, right?
Yeah.
He's a very high profile guy. I stopped watching the podcast before that happened.
Oh, okay.
And I did see some little clips on my phone, but I didn't open them up. I didn't really, but I understand what happened.
Yeah.
So, So anyway. Yeah, so I saw you, and I said, okay, so here's somebody. I'm going to say hi, and, just introduce myself, introduce my wife, and just, say, hey, how you doing? How's everything going?
And are you surprised to see my hair today? Because you walked in?
Yeah. Well, you were wearing a hat yesterday, right?
I was wearing like a golf hat.
And I thought you kind of colored it for the show.
No. So I got this about 4 weeks ago, and it was just a spontaneous thing. And then I added on a little bit of a meaning to it, like a test.
What's the test? What do you mean?
How do I explain this? I've explained this before, but now I'm
Okay.
freezing up. A social experiment.
Okay.
I dye my hair red, my favorite color, right? Appearances are nothing to me, and I think what I wanted to do was to weed out the ignorant people, like like yesterday. Would you have walked up to me if I had red hair?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I've been okay.
Good.
Yeah.
So not everybody's like that, and I know there are like some people out there who would just look at me and be like, ah, like he's got like he's probably a millennial, and
Right.
what's he's probably crazy because he's got red hair,
Right.
you know?
As long as I feel safe, like if I get a good safe vibe, I'll walk up to anybody.
No.
A lot of times I'm kind of drawn towards people that might seem a little on the fringe,
Okay.
you know.
Yeah, I mean, we all got to be aware,
Yeah.
but also the reason why I got it too was, I mean, obviously my favorite color is red, but also I just wanted to, also start up a conversation too. Like if someone was to like come up to me and ask me why did I dye my hair red, well, there's the conversation.
So how's your experiment going so far?
I haven't noticed anything, honestly. I haven't noticed
So you
anything.
said it's been a week?
4 weeks, about 4
Okay.
weeks. And
And-
I've had more red. Like it's already like.
Yeah, it's
already
not that red really. It's kind of fading out.
It is. It's definitely. Gone.
So your intent was to see if people would be, drawn away,
Yeah.
and you haven't found any of that or any?
I mean, not that I noticed. Like
Okay.
I wasn't really paying attention too much, but I would appreciate like the odd peeps that would come up to me and ask me.
Yeah.
But I just overall just red. Enjoy red.
It's cool.
Something
I li-
different. I've never
yeah.
done it before.
I like that it's short, and I have this idea too. Okay, so basically, a lot of times when I get a haircut, okay, like I don't really know what to say or what to ask or what to tell the barber.
Mhm.
Okay, so there's Hacienda La Puente Adult Ed. They have cosmetology barbering school.
Yeah,
So
is
they
that
off-
around not Dibble?
It's off of Willow.
Got it. Willow.
Yeah.
There you go.
So what they do is, I'm not really sure of the scheduling, but basically they offer haircuts like for $2 or even free.
Because they're students.
They're students.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I used to get student haircuts when I was a kid too.
Nice.
As long as there's no blood on the ear, I'm cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, I thought, because I'm thinking haircutting, it's really an art more than a science, I think, because you really go to people and they really have it or they don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like my kid will say, "What's the difference?" I go, "Well, you'll realize in a couple of years, you'll see the difference."
Yeah.
So I was thinking about maybe this summer, going there once a week, choosing somebody, see what they do, and kind of document it.
Mm.
Like, do like a little
Different
interview.
results.
Yeah, different results. Kind of get to know the person a little bit. What's your name? What's your background? How
Yeah.
do you see hair cutting? What do I need to tell you to get what I think I want?
Hmm.
Just kind of really just get to know these people too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm odd with my barber. I've been going to my barber since I lived in West Covina,
Okay.
and honestly, and this is honestly, I
Yeah.
love her. I
Yeah.
love her. She's amazing.
Okay.
I don't think she's the best, but I enjoy going there and having conversations with her.
Well, that's cool. Like literally in the chair, right?
Yeah.
When you're cutting.
Yeah.
When she's cutting. Excuse
Yeah.
me.
And I love her. I've been going to her ever since.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, like one day I do want to go to my cousin's barbershop because he has like a whole old school like type vibe where they clean you up really good. Maybe like before my birthday or something where I treat myself or something like that. But I just have an act for going to her, and I'm not happy all the time that
Right.
but it's hair for me.
Yeah.
Like it goes along with just dyeing it red. Like it's just gonna be there for quite a bit.
Yeah.
But I get it. Like it's always good once in a while to like clean up a little bit and go out, and it's nice. But for me, it's all just pelo.
Yeah.
You speak Spanish, right?
A little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. I born and raised in Montebello.
Okay.
Over here, and I really started learning Spanish when I was about 30.
Okay.
I moved to Mexico for a couple of years.
Oh wow, what was
Yeah.
that like?
It was cool. It was intense, So I was so like I said, here in Montebello, I moved to New Mexico for a couple of years. I had a buddy that was going out there, so I said, "Hey, I'll go out there and give it a shot." I love New Mexico. I wanted to check it out.
Yeah.
So I stayed out there for 2 years, and then my next goal was to get into Mexico.
Hmm.
Okay, so I figured, okay, how am I going to get there? I didn't really speak Spanish. So I went to the library.
Yeah.
Okay, the public library. No, I was actually the state college library, and I started looking up different organizations that go into Mexico, but they all wanted somebody that spoke Spanish.
Got it.
Like I wanted to volunteer in Mexico, basically.
Yeah.
So you had to speak Spanish, which I took the high school Spanish and all that. Anyway, through some friends, I met this Catholic priest, and he invited me to come down to check out the facilities. And I checked it out, and then I stayed. I was 1 year there. It's in Cuauhtemoc. It's about 4 hours from El Paso.
Okay.
And then I was 1 year in Juarez.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've heard of Juarez before.
Yeah, it's right there on the border, El Paso, Juarez.
Nice.
Yeah, it was.
Quite an experience, I bet.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I bet the challenge was, like, you know, just being back and forth with English and then running into people that, you know, are blasting full Spanish at you, and you're just like, what?
Right.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
I didn't know what they were saying, but after a while, you know, you learn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I haven't been to Mexico in a long time. Like, it's been a long time. I used to visit family out there.
I kind of don't want to go.
I don't want to go either.
I think
It's too dangerous.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way.
Yeah.
You know, when I went, I was, you know, single, no kids, and I felt fine.
Yeah.
It was probably dangerous back then too, but nowadays it seems really dangerous, and I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not interested in, you know, it
Yeah.
sucks because I do have family over there, but at the end of the day, it's like, I wouldn't take a chance.
Yeah.
It's a risky chance.
I mean, we're probably gonna go.
Yeah.
We want to take the kids.
Yeah.
We want to go, but
I believe in that though. Like, your heritage is from Mexico?
from my dad's side, yes,
Mhm.
and on my mom's side, it's a mixed.
Okay, so
Yeah.
like I was saying, I believe in that, like taking your kids to the homeland, you know, where they can see the difference between the United States of America compared to where, I don't know, like it's tough to say because it's like, imagine where we would all be if we were all just in our areas. I think we would be flourishing.
Okay.
And don't get me wrong, like I do love the mixing pot of the United States,
Mhm.
but there's just so much chaos.
There's a lot going on.
There's so much going on.
Right.
But I think I've heard so many people on podcasts like go back to their homeland and they thrive, like they feel like amazing there. And don't get me wrong, I love living in the United States, but it is just,
Right.
like I said, there's a lot of chaos.
Well, that's one of the reasons why I went. So again, like I was about 29, 28, 30, and just wanted to really know the language more, wanted to know the culture, wanted to kind of see where my great-grandparents were from, because my grandfather was born here in LA,
Mhm.
my dad in LA also.
Mm.
So I wanted to kind of see where they were from, the Mendozas in that area in Chihuahua. And I figured I need to like live there a while.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And after 2 years, I have a better sense of feel.
that's awesome.
Yeah, and so now I understand Spanish pretty well.
That's good.
Don't speak it too well.
Yeah.
And I kind of choose not to speak it, but it was a really good experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was all kinds.
I feel bad sometimes that I lack like speaking Spanish and wanting to learn it. Because when I go to my grandparents' house, my grandfather, he gets so upset, and I understand why. But it's just so tough because it's like, I'm here. I'm in the United States. I'm learning. And don't get me wrong. I wish my friends would talk to me in Spanish. I wish my parents would talk to me in Spanish because that way I can learn. But that's just not what I'm surrounded around.
Right. Well, we'll get you somebody.
Maybe.
we'll
Yeah.
find you somebody.
Like, what Rosetta Stone?
Yeah.
I'm gonna update her.
Right.
I wonder if there's an updated app for her now.
That soon, if not, right?
Yeah.
They should have it.
Yeah, I'm sure they have plenty of apps out
Yeah.
there. I know they have like this thing where like you carry it around and people speak into it their native language and then it translates for you. That's quite the mechanism.
Right.
I'm gonna have to just bring that anywhere I want.
Yeah, you could. Exactly. Well, then if you do that, you won't have to learn the language.
No, I would still want to. I
Yeah.
would still want to like know proper like, and I probably would learn through that. You know, that'd be just like a push.
Right.
You know.
Right. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to learn again.
Yeah.
And I want to go back to the grammar. I literally want to open up a book and start getting back into the grammatic.
Proper, so you can
Proper.
start sounding out things properly.
Correct.
The roll of the tongue and all that.
And yeah, and literally all the just the context, not the context, excuse me. Really the grammar. So I would just understand the grammar again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm getting excited about learning it again.
And what was it that you said you were a teacher?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I work in Pico Rivera
Mhm.
Middle School, and
Currently.
Currently,
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
Well, I'm on vacation now.
Oh yeah, that's right. Summer.
So it's like somebody was asking me how long is your vacation. I say I don't know. So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know. It's like I have to go back in about 10 weeks, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'm not thinking about now.
Well, yeah. True. You're not. It's totally off your mind.
Right. So it's off my mind. So middle school, math, science, and drama.
That's awesome. I
Yeah.
remember. Okay, yeah, that's what I remember you bringing up the drama.
Yeah.
Let's talk about a little about drama.
Let's talk about it.
Like, do you have a background in it? Like,
Well, it's kind of okay. So basically, all right. When I was about 16, I thought about maybe that might be a good thing for me.
yeah.
And then I went up to ELAC after graduating. I did one play in high school. That was it.
What play? Could you remember?
No, but I had one line. I was like a telephone man or something, like, plugging in the telephone and saying, here you are, ma'am, here's your phone, something
Yeah.
like that, right?
That's funny.
Yeah. And then, so basically, I thought, maybe I'll give it a shot. And I went to ELAC and I started, I figured I'll get an AA in drama and go from there. And actually, I got the AA.
Nice.
It took me 3 years though.
But you were actually like acting, like like learning the ropes in and out.
I don't think I really learned that much.
Okay.
They didn't really, I was 18. Maybe I did. Maybe they were teaching something, but I wasn't learning it.
Yeah.
But I did. Okay, so basically, what happened was, I remember it was I auditioned for a play.
Mhm.
They would do plays, and I got the lead role.
Ooh.
They wanted me to take my shirt off though too.
Oh wow, that's artistic stuff there.
Yeah.
It's bold.
Yeah. Can you take your shirt off for us? I go, sure. I was wearing a yellow shirt.
Okay.
Just to let you know, blue pants too.
Yellow's
and-
cool.
And white shoes, like parachute pants. I was wearing. It was the 80s. It was 1982.
Okay.
So I got the lead role, and it was called Dark of the Moon. It's basically about this warlock that's trying to become human so he can marry this human girl.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now that's
so
interesting.
So there was warlocks. I was the main warlock.
That's awesome.
His name was Witch Boy. Witch
Mm.
Boy. And there was these witches and so forth. Anyway, so we were at rehearsal, and they had me climbing up a rock. It was a wooden, this is where rock.
Props.
Yeah, you're gonna climb up this big rock, and you're gonna call out for the conjure man so he can help you become human. And I was terrible.
Oh
And
my
the director was yelling at me.
the
you
whole
know.
time, like,
Well, I guess that was his style, but I don't know. But he was literally yelling at me like, Steve, he was cussing a little bit,
that's drama for you.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, well, I was trying my best, and it was pretty bad.
Yeah.
So what they ended up doing is they switched the role. It's still a pretty prominent role. So this other guy named Steve, he was the witch boy, and they chose me as the preacher Hagler, the country priest,
Yeah.
pastor, preacher, yeah. And so we did the show, and it was pretty bad.
Most like school performances are pretty bad.
No, I mean I was pretty bad.
Oh. Well, I mean,
But-
with so
but-
much under your belt,
Yeah, I mean that was like one main thing under my belt,
Yeah.
right? And then, but they still kept coming after me. So then, I don't remember, maybe like 6 months later. So the director, he says, Steve, some people want to meet you to do a play in San Gabriel at a San Gabriel like community theater for pay,
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And so I had an audition with them. I don't know if I really auditioned though. We just kind of talked, I don't remember I don't remember doing a
They
monologue.
probably wanted you to just get your feel and like
Yeah.
how you spoke and stuff like that.
So they said, yeah, let's do it. And so basically it was another terrible acting performance. So basically it was called The Second Coming. Basically it was the second coming of Jesus.
Okay.
And I played Jesus.
Nice.
Yeah, I was about 18
How
or
do
19.
you play Jesus bad?
Right?
Did you fall?
No. Just no training, just really not knowing how to. Well, this is what I would tell my students, my acting students, my drama students. I say theater, acting, drama, it's real emotions in an imaginary setting.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so you have to have real emotions, but it's an imaginary setting. We know that.
Yeah.
And I think I just lacked a lot of experience in life to really dig down deep into.
The emotions.
I didn't have a lot of. I was blocking out a lot of emotions, if you will. I didn't have a lot of experiences, so I wasn't able to gain a lot of emotions. I kind of isolated myself a little bit, so I didn't really have a chance to grow and experience pain and all that. I was kind of protecting myself, if
Yeah.
you will. And so I didn't really have a lot to give, a lot to share. I don't know if I don't think I wasn't interested in being vulnerable. I think I just really, for so many years, kind of blocked out a lot of living.
Yeah.
Just for various reasons, I blocked out a lot of living. and so I didn't really have a lot of things to tap into.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you become? How do you do a terrible Jesus? Like the lines were just lines. You know, there was no. I didn't really understand them. There was no emotion behind them, really.
Yeah.
And so forth.
It's more of
I
just
mean,
like a showing.
yeah, the devil was excellent though.
Of course, I bet you he was cracking jokes.
Yeah, yeah. No, and he was professional then, and he's professional now too.
Yeah.
He's still doing it.
That's pretty cool. You know his name?
Ah.
You know, it's in.
Luis Alfaro. Luis, are you out there? Alfaro. He is involved. He's involved in a lot of things.
Yeah.
In bilingual theater, so far in LA, but bigger than that though. He was the devil, and he was excellent.
That's awesome.
You know, his delivery, I felt it. It was they had Peter, you know, and here I am.
You know, it's interesting that you said, you know, you didn't have that life experience, that, you know, to tap into the vulnerable side, to tap into the emotions. It's just interesting that you say that, because at Mount Sac, I was full throttle on getting my video production, film, you know, credentials so that I can transfer and be a filmmaker.
Okay.
But it's come to my conclusion that so many students come from high school and want to be a director and just jump right into it,
Okay.
right?
Right.
But I put myself on pause. I know a lot of the industry. I've worked in this industry as PA, you know, I've done all of it. But I think that I am, to be a director and to only get my goal of putting out one feature film in life.
Right. You mentioned that.
I
was
did.
really impressed with that.
I did mention that.
Yeah.
To only get to that point, I pushed myself back from school and put myself into working with kids, put myself into working in the community center with people, because I think it is very important to live life a little bit, communicate with people, get to know a lot of different people. And now when I've done that. I'm communicating. I'm having amazing conversations and learning from different people, whether it's podcast or in life.
Sure.
And I'm still not even there yet.
Right. I think what you're doing is excellent, because I think that's what I was lacking. Just a lot of, don't get me wrong. I had friends, and life wasn't terrible. Life was fine. Montebello here, everything was okay.
Yeah.
But just lacking a lot of, really a lot of deep truth, I guess. Or maybe just stifling it, or choosing to stifle in it, or being told to stifle it, or not being allowed to express yourself, or not being allowed to express the big emotions, love, anger, but in a positive way. I mean, righteous anger, you can get angry,
Yeah.
but, not go crazy.
Yeah, exactly.
Or, love, have a good sense of, I'm not talking about, sexual like that, but, within the family, a family framework and
Yeah.
so forth.
That's also what I feel like I'm lacking too.
Yeah.
But
So, so basically that was the problem. So I ended up, it was already like my third year at ELAC,
Mhm.
and the counselor said, hey, you take 3 more dance classes and you can have an AA in theater arts. 'Cause I was
Wow.
taking a lot of dance classes at the time too.
Nice.
Yeah, that was the best also.
What kind of dance?
I was taking what they would call like jazz. So it's kind of like a modern, it was kind of like maybe something you might see like in early videos, Janet Jackson and so forth. They call
Okay.
it like jazz, jazz dance.
Yeah.
Modern. So modern's just a little bit more open, a little more fluid. And I was taking a lot of ballet also.
Nice.
Yeah, and that was majorly cool.
Did they play a lot of classical music when it came to ballet?
Ballet, they played classical, but they also had live percussionists.
Oh. What?
No, I apologize. That was the modern.
The
With the
modern.
modern, we have live percussionists.
Mhm.
Bump, chicka bump, bump, bump.
Yeah,
chicka
yeah,
bump,
yeah.
bump, and you move to that.
Exactly.
Let's work out to that. The classical one, we didn't have a lot of music. A lot of it was just a click, click, bump, bump. A lot of it was just
Silence?
silence.
Holy shit.
Let's it was a teacher. Okay, point to the front. Boom, boom, hold, rotate.
Very precise and
Very precise. A lot of floor movement. Well, what do I mean by that? A lot of prep. It wasn't a lot of like moving around, dancing around. It was a lot of like really standing in one position and going to all the positions. First position, second, third, fourth. Like doing the positions, bar work.
Yeah.
Yeah, and really building up your strength.
You need a lot of strength for dancing.
Yeah, I was able to jump. I've always been a pretty good jumper. I was able to touch the rim on a basketball court after that.
Yeah.
And I'm only 5'8".
Wow.
That's pretty good, right?
Yeah, that is pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I always was able to jump pretty high, but I was able to like touch the rim there after that class.
Oh, and
So-
and you're a big fan of basketball?
No.
But
I'm I'm a big fan of MMA, and I watch that.
you do.
Yeah.
I would have never figured.
Why?
I don't know. Like, I think of myself as like a gentle person,
Yes.
and then like when I look at you, you seem like a very gentle person.
gentle,
Yeah, but I don't see a lot of gentle people that are interested in MMA. Like
Oh,
for me,
remember you were talking about your haircut
you're
experiment?
right. You're right. You were
What do you expect a person to look like, an MMA or?
bulky, like like all like not tatted up, but like at least like they have like big muscles to like show it off that they're like or just an angry face. I'm not a big fan of MMA.
Okay.
It's tough for me because I like I love everyone,
Yeah.
and I know that sometimes you have to risk it for the biscuit to make money in life.
Okay.
But I just don't think that's the way to go.
For the fighters.
For them, yeah, because it's like you're risking your life,
Yes,
and
it's dangerous.
you could be very rich, but one knock in the we just saw what was it? Do you watch boxing?
I used to, but not really too much.
none
Like,
of
who are you
them-
talking about now?
Bronzer, Deontay Wilder.
No, so I don't want. So I
He
don't
recently knocked someone out. Like, just imagine, getting hit in the temple and you can't even see anymore.
follow. Right. Yeah, I get that. I understand that, and it's very risky.
Yeah.
I hear football's very risky too, and I believe that all those concussions. I think there's more concussions in football.
There definitely is.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit more risk in football.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not here to debate that or anything, but I like watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good that you enjoy it. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
I wouldn't take just because I'm not a big fan. I wouldn't take away from
Okay, so you know what I like about it? Okay, this is kind of weird. I think I got this from my wife.
Hmm.
Doesn't mean, well, she's great. Okay.
it.
I like the backstory now. I like getting to know a little bit about these fighters.
Got
And
it.
the way I get to know is through the videos, through the podcast or like videos on YouTube. There's a lot of content out there.
Yeah.
Okay. So I just appreciate, kind of like when I was watching, you're sharing a little bit with your soccer. I just appreciate you have people having those goals, being athletic. Really the athleticism, I really appreciate that. And so I see these fighters and what they go through. And I used to be interested in the martial arts when I was younger. And I still am interested in it. I don't do it. My body doesn't really hold up as well as it used to.
Yeah.
But I mean, it could probably get back there. But so I'm really interested in that. So I'm really interested in the art side of it, the discipline side of it.
Yeah.
What the amount of training they have to do.
mastering.
The mastery.
And the
skill.
respect behind it.
Yeah, a lot of these guys are very respectful, you
Yeah.
know. Yes, we're going to fight and we're going to see who's better and we're going to test our skill, but they're very respectful, you know. I appreciate the skill, the way again, it has to do with the artistry and it has to do with movement again.
Yeah.
Back to that dance situation.
Yeah.
So the movement, the way they're able to get those elbows to someone's face.
Yeah.
They call it that. They say that was a beautiful elbow.
Yeah.
You're like, people say, okay, that's beautiful. When
Very
it's like,
eccentric.
yeah, like a beautiful elbow when you cut them open. I go, okay.
Well, I know what you mean now because it's
Yeah.
like a lot of people don't have the patience to watch soccer.
Yeah.
Or for me, like my eyes don't leave the game
Yeah.
when I'm watching, and like I can just imagine one person be like, oh, that was such a beautiful pass, and then like, well, he just passed the ball.
Right.
What's the beauty in that? But me, I see the curve. I see the
exactly.
Yeah.
Especially with the elbow because it's like hurting somebody and then cutting them open.
Yeah.
So I'm not into seeing all the blood. I'm not looking to see that, or I'm not really interested in seeing somebody get hurt. But
I think you do also like. Am I right or am I wrong that you like the backstory with them and see where they came from to get to that point?
exactly.
The struggle.
Exactly. It's interesting just to get to know their situation, and they're all different.
Yeah.
Like we're all different, right? So
Yeah.
a lot of these guys, they're educated. They have degrees. They're making these choices. They provide well for their family. This is their choice. They're good at it.
Yeah.
It's a good revenue stream for them. It makes sense for them. They need it. They're athletic. They're a professional athlete, so it makes sense for them.
I don't like the antics though.
Yeah, I don't really care for it either.
And what I mean about that is most recently We saw the Khabib McGregor fight.
Okay. Yeah.
And that is when I started like, okay, you know what? I told my friends, we were doing a sports podcast, and they were all telling me to watch it. And I was like, all right, guys, you know what? I'll give it a chance.
Sure.
I'll give it a chance. And I knew the whole scenario that played out with like the legal stuff with McGregor throwing the thing at the van or something like that.
Dolly.
The dolly.
Yeah.
I knew about that, and so like that stuff infuriates me because it's like you're a professional fighter, keep it in the ring. You turn it outside, you should be penalized for that. And then I was like, all right, I'm still gonna give it a chance. I watched the fight, and then I see what the little debacle afterwards. Lost all respect for UFC.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. I'm not really interested in all that either. I do like creative talk. I don't like a lot of profanity and let me just diss your mom and your sister. I'm not into that.
Yeah.
But I do like creative talk when they could speak to each other and be funny.
Intimidating.
Intimidate and be funny with each other. And I've been watching it for a long time.
That's good.
And you're right. A lot of people don't know I watch it.
See?
So now everybody does.
The people, yeah.
And that's fine. It's not like a secret.
No, yeah.
I'm not like, I don't walk around, telling people, everything I do, I guess.
True,
But,
true. And then it's beautiful moments like this where we get to uncover them during conversations.
yeah. I'm not really into wearing any
Logos?
T-shirts with logos.
Logos?
However, okay, I had this conversation last night.
Huh.
Okay. All right, so I was telling we had a dinner last night. It was nice, some Chinese food. My sister was in town, and it was my cousin's girlfriend, and we started talking about T-shirts. And she's interested. She's gonna start a business with T-shirts. And I told her, you know what? I'm really not interested in wearing Nike T-shirts, UFC T-shirts. I do have a couple Star Wars T-shirts, maybe 2.
Those are eligible. Those are cool.
Yeah. I might have one Vans T-shirt. I used to work for Vans, tennis shoes. Yeah. So I might have some like Jesus shirts, I call them, with scriptures and so forth. I'll have a couple of those. But everything else, I'm not interested in wearing somebody's logo.
I feel it.
Yeah. However, when I was 9th grade, 10th grade, I was really into the skateboarding scene and Tony Alva.
Yep.
Tony Alva and all these Powell Peralta. I had this one T-shirt. It was Ray Bones Rodriguez with Powell Peralta. It's a skull and a knife. And I'm starting to, now when I go to the Goodwill, I'm starting to look for vintage T-shirts.
Yeah.
I'm starting to look for vintage skateboarding T-shirts.
That's pretty cool.
Tony Alva, skateboarding, Powell Peralta.
You like Rodney Mullen?
I like him.
He's one of my favorite skateboarders of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like, I can't think. What was his name? Shogo Kubo or he was interesting. He had long hair, Japanese. Tony Alva. I used to Alva,
Alva's Dogtown, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So he's like the grandfather, we
Yeah,
say.
yeah, definitely.
And back then I used to buy I don't know what the magazine was called. I think it was called Skateboarding.
Mhm.
But I used to really enjoy because that's the only place I was able to get content. It wasn't on TV. I wasn't going to skateboard parks. There was no computers. Okay, everybody has no computers.
At that time.
All right, there's no computers,
Yeah.
So Skateboarding Magazine, right? The advertisements were really state of the art, artistically.
Like how? Oh yeah, visual wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alva plays bass too. I play bass also.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So he's very artistic, I met him 2 years ago or so.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I bet that was an amazing feeling.
Yeah. Basically what happened was, okay. I mean, things are good, right? Life's good.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously we have problems and stuff, but everything's cool, I remember just one day, for some reason, I was just thinking of him. And so I just went online, and I said, I wonder what he's up to. So I just typed in his name, and it says, okay, tomorrow in Venice Beach, they're unveiling a mural of Tony Alva. Come on down.
Wow. What a coincidence that you're searching him up and
Exactly. A lot of things happen like that with me.
coincidence.
And like, how we met?
Yeah.
And you said, hey, you want to come on? I go, yeah, let's do it.
I love it.
Yeah, a lot of things happen like that. When I step forward too. I
Yeah.
mean, you got to step forward, right?
You do. You have to put
Yeah, you
to
can't-
walk. You have to put your one foot
Yeah.
in front of the
You
other.
can't just wait around for people to say, hey,
Yeah.
hey, come on.
Exactly.
So anyway, you want to hear a story?
Yeah.
Okay. So we went, took the whole family. I I don't know his, he does some things with Vans now also.
Like sponsorships and
Yeah,
stuff like
like he's an ambassador and so forth. He does a lot with Vans, which is cool.
Yeah.
And like I said, I used to work for Vans. So Steve Van Doren was down there. He's the VP of marketing
that. And
relations.
you know him.
I've met him.
Oh, you met him.
I've met him. I don't know him, but I've met him several times.
Okay.
I even told him when I saw him there, I go, hey, I used to work at your Monterey Park store. Remember the little one on Atlantic? He goes, oh, yeah. And I was telling him about the manager and so forth. And he goes, oh, yeah, yeah. So Vans is cool.
Yeah.
Vans is dear to my heart because I used to work for him.
I used to wear a lot of Vans when I was younger.
Yeah.
They don't take care of my feet though.
No, exactly. Okay, so I didn't want to tell him that.
Yeah, obviously.
I go, yeah, when I was a kid or when I was younger, it was okay because I didn't really care about my feet, or you just kind of live through the pain, But nowadays, yeah, I can't really wear them for too long.
Especially as you get older, you start to realize that when you start living through the pain, it's not cool.
Yeah. So I do have 2 pairs. I used to have a lot because they would give us free pairs.
Yeah, you walk away with those.
Yeah, they would give us free because we worked there,
Yeah.
right? So Mr. Van Doren was there. It was nice. They're passing out swag and stuff. My kids got some stuff.
Hey.
Tony Alva, he showed up. He was signing some posters and stuff. Got a picture with him. Talked to him briefly. Just briefly. Hey. We met Robert Vargas. He's amazing. Robert Vargas. He's the one that painted the mural.
Oh, okay.
Robert, I haven't talked to him in a long time, but that guy. I mean, I don't need to tell his story, but basically, he painted the mural. We met him. He was real gracious. I invited him to come to my school to do an art demonstration.
Wow.
He came.
What an amazing guy.
He's very amazing. That guy is so prolific. He's doing everything. He knows the rock scene. He knows a lot of rockers and stuff. A lot of rockers know him. He's
That's
really cool. Yeah, he's working on this. He has his mural in downtown LA, the Lady of Guadalupe.
The church?
No, that's not the official title of it. Basically, it's our Lady. It's the downtown. How does he say it? I apologize, Robert.
You're good. He'll forgive you.
Yeah. Basically, it's a mural. It's on Spring, I believe, and it's Our Lady of Downtown.
Got it.
Basically, Our Lady of Downtown. I'll call it.
There's
That's not even true. That's not even the official title.
There's so much beautiful
Yeah.
murals in LA
Yeah.
and even just street art in general.
Yeah. So check this out. So that night, it was in Venice, right? It was at the Kinney Hotel. Really cool. Go down there, everybody, and go check it out. So they invited us to stay for the after party too. So
Lucky you. And did you get to talk to him again?
we talked to his mom. Talked
Even
to
better.
Robert's mom.
Robert's
Robert's mom. Met her. She lives in Hacienda Heights.
Oh, nice.
She's close by. Yeah, I know. I just talked to Alva briefly. Just kind of, giving him some space. They were getting prepared. They played that night. His band played that night.
Well, that's like just an amazing event where like they're recognizing him and it's all falling into place with a beautiful mural, and then he gets to serenade everybody
Yeah.
serenade everybody with his music. So.
Oh yeah, it was way cool. We just I had a great time. My wife had a great time. I think my kids had an okay time too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm sure because they're young, so like maybe like as you get older and tell them the story again, they'll maybe appreciate it.
Yeah, we got those posters. So Alva was signing some of his posters.
I bet you framed that.
I have it up. I'm going to frame it, though. I
Yeah.
am going to frame it. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I appreciate everything he does and all he's done.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I can respect that. So that's cool.
And so he played bass.
He
Alva?
plays bass. Yeah,
and
he
then
plays.
you play bass.
Yeah.
And you just do that like on your free time, or like you jam out with your friends or something?
It's a couple things, kind of like a hobby. And then also I play at church.
Yeah.
And I self-taught. I'm still, I see progress, but I'd say I'm still in the beginning. I'm barely breaking out of the beginning level. You know what I mean? But it's exciting.
Yeah.
Because there's so much to learn.
Yeah.
And I don't need anybody to tell me to go learn it. I'm excited on my own.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's important.
Yeah.
Because I'm really passionate about it.
And I think when you're passionate about something, you really don't need any direction. Maybe a little bit of influence here and there, when it comes to music and actual like playing and
Sure.
stuff like that.
Sure. I mean, I always try to talk to every musician. I always get feedback. But I'm really interested right now in learning theory, the actual theory of music. I'm working on my sight reading and so forth. Yeah, so we're trying to start a little band here, and we need a lot of rehearsal time.
Yeah.
And I'm really trying to improve my sound, my tone. So the other Friday night, okay? All right, so check this out.
Yeah.
So we're starting up this new group, right? And I'm really excited about it because this is the goal. Remember how I told you I'm always kind of interested in, basically I didn't use this word, but it's kind of like the misfit.
Yeah.
I like I don't know, I kind of like reaching, or I'm kind of drawn to people that seem kind of down and out, kind of like misfits of the society.
Yeah.
So one goal that I have is we belong to a church over here in Santa Fe Springs, Calvary Chapel. But I'd like to have this band that we're trying to create be able to go to different churches, fit in, and be like a substitute band when they're needed, when it's needed.
And I'm sure, churches have like people that drop out, like, oh, something came up or I can't like perform or something like that.
Right. And some of these churches might be a little smaller or even bigger. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I'm kind of drawn to that, hey, let's try to help out maybe a smaller, smaller church that's in need. Not a misfit church. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But, like somebody that's like in need. Let's try to help them out. Let's create this band that we are able to do that as our ministry. Let's do that.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got together first time at the drummer's house, and I went to the wrong house.
Oh.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
So you did you ring on the doorbell of like the wrong person's house, or
so
you didn't get that far?
Oh, a little further. A little bit further.
Oh.
Okay, so check this out. Let me drink my water.
Go for it.
Okay, so all right, so the drummer, he says, okay, so he goes, I'm here. I'm right across the street from this location. Diagonally, you'll see it, bum, bum, bum. He gave me the address. Okay, it's not like I didn't have an address.
Yeah.
So I get to that area, and it's in Montebello. So I know Montebello. I was born and raised, like I said. So I drive up, and I go, I think this is the right street. I felt that it was the right street. The address was correct, so I figured that's the house.
Yeah.
Park, get out. He said, enter through the back door by the garage. So I go towards the garage. So basically, I'm going towards your garage. I didn't go to the front door, and I'm screaming out his name, right? So I'm screaming out his name. Not screaming, but I'm calling him out.
Yeah.
And so somebody opens they just open the window. Oh, who are you looking for? And I go, oh, X, what, X. Oh, no, this is not it. This is not it. And I'm looking for this street here. And he goes, oh, that's over there. And I said, okay, thanks. I don't think they believed me.
Well, of course they're not going to believe you right
Why
away.
not? Like I'm trying to rip them off or trying to stake out the place or something?
No, I mean, I've learned this with being an Amazon flex driver.
Okay.
No matter who you are, and if you step foot on someone's property, they're not going to believe why you're there, because, I mean, I see it every single day. Like people on the Ring app, people coming up to people's houses, and it's different. It's a different time.
You know what? I agree with you, because if someone comes up to my house, I don't believe them either.
Yeah.
I don't want them on my property.
Yeah.
And especially if I don't know them, and I don't believe them. And so basically, it's cool, right? So I'm like, okay, wrong house. So I'm exiting, and this guy, he kind of came out. And he goes, well, what street are you going to? And I said the street. So he directed me to, over there. And I said, thank you. And I think he believed me afterwards. I think they kind of, however, when I got in the car, it seemed like I could have been wrong, but I think I was correct. It seemed like they kind of all came out, at least 3 people, and somebody was kind of taking a picture of my phone, of me.
Yeah.
Or my car, which is kind of cool. I could kind of get it.
Yeah.
Hey, who is this guy? Let's just take a picture just in case. So anyway, anyways, he directed me to the wrong street.
Oh, so it took you a while to get there.
I was just one street off. I needed to go one street north, and I would have been fine.
And did you use Apple Maps, or what do you use?
Well, that's a funny story. Okay.
Waze.
No, I never use Waze.
Okay, I'm trying to think now, like Google Maps.
Okay, this is what I do. I don't. When you say Google Maps and all that, do you mean like type it into my phone or talk it into my phone and it tells me every little thing to do when I get there? Or
so I would just say, like, there's the main iPhone maps, right?
Yeah.
Which is standard, which a lot of people don't really like.
Yeah.
And then there's the Google Maps, different apps.
Okay. So basically what I do is, and I'm pretty good at it. Okay. So it's not like I'm like terrible, but basically I have an iPhone, and I'll go to Maps and I'll see where it's at. Literally I actually look at the map. I don't want to read, go this way. Oh,
I don't like that either.
No, I will look to see where it's at and figure out how to get there on my own. And I'll either memorize it in my head, or
street names and stuff like that.
Yeah, I won't write it down. I don't need to write it down. Let's memorize how to get there.
I can't do that. Well, I do it to a point where like, okay, I know where this person lives. I know where this person. I know how to get there. So
Yeah.
my memory is always like on the hook, like
Yeah.
working. So
It's only failed me twice now. This time and one time we were going to this place and we ended up going to a nudist colony instead.
oh my gosh.
It was out in Corona.
Please tell me that they like you either walked in and saw them nude, or like you just saw like a sign.
We saw a sign.
Okay.
Yeah, a sign was enough for me, Nate. So basically my wife saw, and we're cool. You know, my wife and I are, Livy, you know, she's love her. Like, hey, Livy. So we're, basically what happened was the street didn't go through. And the map didn't show that. Or maybe I just didn't read it well enough. So I was one street off again
Wow.
to go the street I needed, and we ended up at that nudist colony, so I had to redirect.
That is funny.
Yeah, so that's usually what I do. You know, I like just look at the map and kind of figure out how to get there on my own.
And that's good that you don't depend on the phone, because
Right.
at the end of the day, you're training your brain to, outlast, I would say. Like I just think with all the stuff that we got going on, social media, like what people don't realize is that it's changing your brain. I mean, I could be wrong. I could totally be wrong. But the way we do things, like for example, back in the day when there were no cars, the newest cars, like the first modern cars.
Sure.
I'm sure like a lot of people weren't driving with the mindset of like they were focused. Like nowadays, I feel like a lot of people are driving and they're worried about different things in their car. Like if it's a spaceship, and they could be texting, they could be doing so much.
Yeah, well, like you're saying, well, I'm sure it does change our brain because before
Muscle memory is what I was getting at.
Okay.
Like the fact that we're programmed to just do you catch yourself when you drive? Like sometimes you nod off or anything like that?
No, I'm good.
Good.
Yeah, I usually don't do that.
Huh.
I'm not
I hear a lot of people, they do that.
Yeah, no, I never do that usually.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm not into that.
I'm glad.
Yeah, I like to stay where I'm at.
No.
Stay in the present.
No, yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, like what I'm saying is like you're in traffic, and then like you like you're not paying attention, like it just slips your brain.
No, usually don't do that.
Okay.
Yeah. But like you're saying, like so before it was used to about Thomas guides, right? You know what Thomas
Yes,
guide is?
yes.
Yeah. So it was
TomTom.
it was all about the Thomas guide.
The
before.
Jarvis,
Yeah.
whatever I used to have one of those.
Yeah, I still do.
Huh.
Somewhere, it's in my garage somewhere.
I just don't use it because it's like
Yeah.
there's my iPhone.
Yeah, it's nice to look at though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely, I agree with you. I think I kind of see it in some of my students. Like I say, I work with sixth graders, and you're saying about that muscle memory and changing the brain. Things are different.
Yeah.
Things are definitely different.
You see them go straight to their phones or go straight to like playing a game or something like that.
Yeah.
It's
Or not being willing to fail a little bit too. Like
Yeah.
they need immediate results.
Yeah, the instant gratification
Exactly.
that I definitely see a lot of people appreciating when it comes to social media, likes and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah. So I do see that.
Yeah.
I try not to use my phone too much.
Yeah.
I just really don't want to use it that much.
That's good.
I don't think I would have a smartphone, but I used to have this Nokia black flip phone.
Uh-huh.
I think I'd still have it, but the buttons stopped working. This is only my second smartphone ever.
Got it. It is
It's a iPhone 5C.
Yes.
I bought it used.
Nice. That's actually, I think, the last good one that can last.
Hope so.
Before if you update that one more time, I guarantee you it's gonna be done, because that camera right there is that phone.
What do you mean last? Like it's not gonna software-wise?
Software wise, like for that camera right there,
Yeah.
that camera only just is good for recording like video, in my
Okay.
opinion, because it's like I'll try to use apps, I'll try to do things, and it's just too slow.
Yeah.
the
No,
processing.
so basically, like the first smartphone I ever bought was an iPhone 5.
Yeah.
And I bought it when like the 7 was out or something like that. I bought it new,
Oh.
actually. I bought it new. At the
They have that option, yeah.
I
right?
bought it. no,
Apple Store.
Yeah. So no, let me take that back. I bought it at the Apple Store. I bought it new, so it must have been at the current time.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, when it was a 5. It was the plastic one too, the 5 whatever. You
Hmm.
know how they made a plastic version of
Yeah.
it? I bought that one. It was fine. I was gonna keep using it, but then something happened. I can't remember now.
It's all like technical issues.
Yeah.
And
And then so basically, I bought another smartphone, my second smartphone. I bought the same phone.
Yeah.
This more memory, and it's not the plastic one,
Yeah.
but it's the same exact phone with the same old case.
Yeah. And you were able to transfer the case.
Yeah, it's the same phone
Yeah.
basically.
I
And
love the C's. The C's they definitely impressed me, especially with the color, because I was able to get like my favorite color. So
yeah, I'm gonna keep this as long as I can.
you should. I mean, I'm still
Yeah.
using mine.
Yeah, I don't need to walk around my new phone like it's like a big old TV screen.
Yeah, yeah.
So I actually, yeah, I try not to use it that much.
I agree. I mean, I for me, like I am attached to social media. Not I'm rarely on Snapchat. Like there is an amount of social media that I can take, and I've detoxed from social media before, and I think everyone should, like once in a while.
So when you're saying social media, like you're like literally like looking to see what other people are doing, you
Exactly.
mean? Or
Exactly.
are you looking at people you know, or just anybody?
Like everyone that follows me on Instagram.
Okay.
So like, and I brought this up on another show recently,
Excuse me.
that I caught myself, gawking over everyone. Like I want to be like this person. I wanna have as much money as this person. I look
Okay.
up to this person, or
Yeah.
just looking, and that's when I decided to take my detox, because it's like, what do I want? What do I want to be?
Yeah.
I gotta ask
exactly.
myself this stuff. I'm not gonna get that stuff from social media, because that's their lives.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember how I was saying it, but I was talking to my kids or Livy, my wife, but basically I don't want to live somebody else's life.
Mhm.
I don't want to, I applaud and recognize and appreciate people that are doing well.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. I want everybody to do well.
Yep.
I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But I don't need to, or I don't want to live my life by watching what other people are doing.
Yeah.
I have things that I'm doing for my family and myself.
The important stuff.
Yeah, and I have my own goals and things I'm working on, and I want to live my life.
Yeah. And it's tough for people though, because when it comes to social media and electronics and everything, it's all just coming way too fast.
Well, it's a lot of entertainment, right?
Yeah.
So like the social media is entertainment,
Yeah,
true,
yeah.
right? So, but let's put it this way: before smartphones and social media and stuff, I wasn't really that much into TV either.
Hmm.
I've only bought like one CD ever in my whole life, probably.
You
Maybe
know what,
two.
You know what those
Yeah,
CDs
one
are?
was Enya, and one was X,
Okay.
the band.
Okay.
Is that?
It doesn't fluctuate for me. I don't know who they are.
You don't know who they are?
No.
Okay, Nate. After this podcast,
Play some music for me.
yeah. So Enya.
Yeah.
I think she's Irish,
Okay.
and it's
She's a singer?
she's a singer, plays piano. It's kind of very wispy, a lot of minor chords, kind of very relaxing.
Hmm.
I don't know where I first heard her. Oh, I think it was in New Mexico at my boss's house in the 90s. And then I took that CD. I bought the CD and I took it to Mexico. So I would listen to it, and it actually helped relax me and soothe me when I was, I
Going-
guess lonely.
Yeah.
you
Going
know,
going through it over
going
there.
through it over there by myself.
Yeah.
I would listen to it, and it would be very relaxing and very calming, and I'd fall asleep to it. And then X, come on, yes, X,
Exhibit?
X, no X, this X,
No,
the band
I
X.
don't know. X.
Okay, so
Educate me.
Okay, so I don't want to start talking about it. Like I'm not an expert, but okay, so basically,
Just get a little
yeah,
tidbit.
yeah. But so I bought that CD also. It was a compilation CD. So X, punk rock,
Okay.
John Doe, Exene, Billy Zoom, drummer, Bone. Oh, sorry, drummer. But I can't remember the drummer's name right now. So 70s,
Yeah.
early 70s,
Okay.
punk rock, LA scene, LA vibe. So they're very foundational for like the punk rock scene in LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So and they, I used to listen to a station called KROQ, K-Rock.
Yep.
Yep.
I grew up on a little bit of K-rock, and then honestly, the music. I mean, I love music, but that's where like the transition from like loving radio and talk radio and stuff like that, like Loveline at night. That was a thing. Like super late at night, I would be coming home from my restaurant job, and I would just listen to Loveline, and then it all disappeared.
Yeah. What do you mean? Wait.
Loveline,
Wait.
K-rock.
Oh, with Rodney Bingenheimer?
Well, I started listening when it was like Dr. Drew and Mike Catherwood.
Okay, what's the name of the show again? You said?
Loveline.
Oh, is that talking about physicalness of love? Like
all types of things like. When
oh, okay, okay. All right, Love Line. No,
it,
yeah.
it
So
was
this
a
is
late night K-Rock show.
okay. So this is way before that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so there used to be this DJ named Rodney Bingenheimer, if I'm saying it correctly, and he was really cool. And
Good disc jockey.
yeah, and Jed the Fish, and anyway, so X, yeah, they had the song. They have the song Los Angeles. They have just a lot of song. John Doe plays bass. It's a 3-piece.
Mm.
You know, I actually saw him play. I actually saw him play at grad night at Disneyland. You know what that is, grad night?
Yeah, I went to Disneyland grad night
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
So it wasn't my grad night. Somebody invited me
Okay.
as as
A
their,
guest.
as their guest.
Yeah.
Yeah, this girl I knew, and X was performing there.
What
And
a-
we were sitting right. We were standing right there, and
Did you know they were gonna play?
yeah, I think I did.
Huh.
Yeah, I think I heard it. I think
Good
that's probably
job.
one reason why I went.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, I'll go.
Not because of you, but
yeah,
because
yeah,
of
I'll
X.
go. Yeah. And so it was awesome. You know, he's right there. I was right, and then tossed out the pick. I still got the pick. He
Yeah.
threw out a pick. You know,
That's
cool.
a memory right there.
Yeah.
I almost caught a drumstick from who's that band that sang "Hey There, Delilah"?
Hey there, Delilah. Okay, so now
Hey,
I'm, now I'm
hey
feeling
there,
bad.
Delilah. What's it like in New York City? Dun, dun, dun.
Livy, who's that? I'm asking my
She'll-
wife. She's
she'll-
not
she'll-
here.
she'll
She
answer
knows,
it later.
She knows.
But-
She's into music.
But I went to a concert one time. I wasn't even interested. It just someone threw the drumstick,
Yeah.
and then I almost caught it, and then you see this taller guy just go whoop.
Oh man, messed you up.
That's happened to me plenty of times.
yeah, like a baseball or something or something.
Shirts, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's cool. You 2 CDs and you don't have them anymore. I bet.
Yeah, I still do.
That's awesome.
But
Hits a
I'm thinking-
nostalgic factor.
yeah, I'm thinking I was I don't listen to the X one really too much. I have it in a drawer. I was thinking about giving it away or selling it. I might just keep it. And I mean, I might have bought a few more. I think I might have bought 2 Enyas. I actually might have bought a Enya cassette. You know cassettes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
okay.
I mean, look. So, it's funny because like I asked. The reason why I asked like.
Hey, sorry
it-
I asked you that. I know it's just
No, it's
Yeah.
it's good that I asked like if about CDs, like the nostalgic factor. Like I've had a I've had a CD player before. I grew up. My first 3 CDs were Linkin Park, So Def. I have no idea how I got that in my library, and then I forgot what the other. I think it was like a mix, like my cousin gave me with like Red Hot Chili Peppers and all that stuff. But I rocked with the CD player for a while.
yeah. So I might have bought 2 Enya CDs. I've only bought 1 VHS tape, I think, my whole
I
life.
still have my VHS player under my bed, and I have the Iron Giant and Space Jam in my stock.
Yeah, my aunt worked on the Iron Giant.
Really?
Yeah.
In
she,
what?
she gave me a copy, original copy. back
In
then.
what way? Like.
She's an artist. So they probably did it on computer. She used to work for Disney and Hanna-Barbera and so forth. She used to be one of the original, if I'm not mistaken, one of the original, not original, but she used to be a paint girl, they called them. Because what they would do is...
On the film.
Yeah, on the cells. They
Yep.
call them cells, right? So they'd actually take the film
Hmm.
cells, and they would have to paint or touch up paint and really do each cell.
Yeah.
And she would do that.
That's amazing work right there.
Yeah, so she was young. We were young. She would pick us up in her 64 VW, awesome ragtop, all
Nice.
falling apart. And she would take us everywhere, and I just love her, Aunt Mary Lou.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so shout out to her.
Isn't that amazing that I just mentioned the Iron Giant and that
Yeah.
little thing popped up? That's
Yeah.
that's the beauty of having conversations.
Yeah, I think we still have the tape.
It's amazing.
It came with the little action figure. I don't know where that's at.
The robot.
Yeah, I'm sorry to
The
say I
Iron
don't know where
Giant.
that's at. So,
Man, this has been an amazing conversation, and you know what? I'm gonna hold you to this.
okay,
Hopefully,
what?
maybe one
What?
time you can come on again. You think you would be able to come on
Yeah,
again?
I don't know, but hey, Nate,
Yeah.
I don't know if I could be amazing again. That might have been it. I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, you were amazing. All my guests are amazing.
Yeah, they're all me. I'm just kidding.
You know why they're amazing?
Why?
Because they're willing to come here and talk to me, which it's genuine stuff like that I really appreciate in people.
Yeah.
Because in my time right now, I'm not really like communicating with family and like the way I would like to.
Sure.
So there's challenges that I'm going through right now, and I am coursing myself with my passion of podcasting to just talk to anyone who lives on this planet.
But you know what? Oh, that sounds good. And you know why I like it too? And yes, I would be happy to. I accept your invitation.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what's good about it, or what we're doing right now, is you're actually listening to me.
Yeah.
And I'm actually listening to you.
Exactly. That's what I
You know.
mentioned before. I think it was before, just a little bit in the beginning, that with the headphones
Yeah.
and the reason why the headphones are a thing.
Yeah, because we're talking about stuff. We're kind of jumping around stuff and whatever, but we're actually talking
Yeah.
together. That's cool. Not just, hey, how you doing? And I'm thinking about all my stuff in my head while you're saying
Exactly.
a few things. And okay, see you later.
Yeah. This is a time where I get to be like just one-on-one with someone.
Yeah.
And the show is Conversations with the World, so there's no like interview style. So like I'm not a big fan of like interviews, and I think that a lot more people will get more out of conversations when you just sit and listen and not look on your phone or anything. I know we kind of like dabbled a little bit, but it's
Sure.
with the conversation. So.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Yeah, but sounds good. I'll come back.
Yes, and whenever we plan it, I think it's cool because when the timeline, I've always tell all my guests that they're welcome to come on again because the first conversation can be different from the other, and
Right.
there's always missing elements,
Definitely.
And I appreciate your time, and thank you for coming on.
Oh, Nate, it was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
Take care.